What is up, YouTube? James Baek here, and welcome back to another episode of VGC 2018 Back Battles. Today, we are still using the Salamence team with Entei, H/, Milotic, Tapu Bulu, and Tapu Koko. Let us get started with some battles for today's episode. But if you haven't already, check out the previous episodes. I highly recommend checking them out, as well as the tournament matches that I had with this team, because I felt like I played this team better in the best of 3 than the best of 1, since I don't have to make too many aggressive plays right off the bat in order to win a set. I feel like with this team, because I feel like this team has the utilities to do really well in the best of 3. It's got the tools it needs. Best of 1, it's kind of tricky of what you want to really bring with this team, I feel like, but you know, we'll see how this team goes. I really did do a lot of battle spot practice when and best of 3 practice. I did a lot of best of 3 practice actually with this team when I was training for Aeon, because I wanted to do well, and this team, it didn't seem like my play style, so I had to learn quite a bit. And yeah, this team was really fun to use while practicing. But as always, if you haven't already, you can check out those videos, and if you want to try out this team, there's a paste bin down below. But not much to say. Still a bit sick, unfortunately, but it's getting better. I feel like it's getting better. But I think I'm just going to cut it till we can find the game. So we'll be right back with the first game of today's episode. We find our first opponent from Japan with a 1721 rating with the team of Snorlax, Naganadel, Landorus Fairy, and Charizard, the Whimsicott, and Kartana. This is really interesting. Okay. Entei does really well in this matchup. I definitely do like how Entei looks. I also like how Salamence looks in this matchup. Yeah, I like Entei Salamence a lot here. Bulu doesn't do well. Salamence does really well here. I think Koko in the back. Koko doesn't really do well against my opponent's team though. It could Volt Switch around. It helps against Zard. Yeah, I'll bring Koko in the back. Also, outspeeds Kartana if it's not a Choice Scarf variant. Gigavolt Havoc for the Snorlax, but yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm leaning Entei Milotic because one, if it punishes the Landorus lead, which is really big because my opponent's team does not look like it appreciates Entei at all. Like Entei can devour my opponent's team, I feel like. So Entei is smart. I feel like Entei plus Salamence could also work as a lead, but I think Salamence in the back is smarter because of the Intimidate pressure I could deal with. And we'll also find out if it's Scarf Landorus right off the bat, which I really like with this team because I can find out if it's Scarf Landorus with pressure from the Entei, as well as Salamence's Intimidate. But we'll find out what my opponent decides to lead here. Whimsicott Snorlax. Is it Trick Room Whimsicott? That's kind of what I'm assuming, to be honest. I don't know what the Snorlax can do right off the bat, but Belly Drum is scary. Curse isn't too bad. I'm just gonna Icy Wind, Sacred Fire. I don't care. I don't think you Tailwind Whimsicott. You could, potentially, if you expect Whimsicott to go down here. Snorlax is a huge threat, and I don't want to handle it right away, because I'd rather save it around for the end game. It looks like my opponent is gonna fire off a Tailwind right off the bat, so yeah, this is looking scary. We do hit Sacred Fire. That should bring it down to a Focus Sash. Or not even. It's Bulky Berry Whimsicott. That's a thing. Icy Wind. Does nothing to Snorlax. What is this team? Belly Drum? Yeah, it's Belly Drum. So I should have weakened the Snorlax, I felt like, with Sacred Fire then. I mean, a double edge from Salamence, if I put the Snorlax in range, should KO Snorlax, but still. I think I'm gonna just... Whimsicott's not really much of a threat. I'm just gonna double up the Snorlax slot. Moonblast is gonna come out, which is fine. Target down my Entei, which is perfectly okay here because that shouldn't do much anyway. Yep. Get a Sacred Fire into the Snorlax. And the Scald, I do have 50% and a 30% chance to burn. If I don't get the burn, that's a bit unfortunate. Did I really not get a burn? Well, it's Facade. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. I can go into top with Koko here. Like, I'm stalling on my opponent's turn to tail, and I don't want to go Salamence because I feel like I'll need Salamence for, like, the Landorus. When did the Snorlax has Protect? But Sacred Fire into Whimsicott and Thunderbolt will be able to knock out the Snorlax anyway, and I feel like that is my best play here. Wonder what my opponent can do, though. Yeah, gonna stay in with both. I get a Thunderbolt off into the Snorlax, which does pick up the knockouts. I get rid of Snorlax, nice. Get rid of that huge monster of a threat. Moonblast's gonna come out. Target down my Tapu Koko slot, not gonna KO. Nice, no special attack drop, and I do get the Sacred Fire off into Whimsicott, and that's gonna pick up the knockout, so... Okay, really interesting turn of events here. I'm guessing Landorus and Charizard are in the back. Which makes things interesting for sure, but I could just... we'll find out. If it's Kartana, it's not Naganadel. Charizard? Okay, it is Charizard. Naganadel is a huge threat. Especially if it has Nasty Plot, but I'm just going to double protect. Even if it's Nasty Plot up, which I don't think it is on this team. I don't know, its composition's weird, but I'm not sure if he would be Nasty Plot with his team. If you are, I guess that's okay for me anyway. I'm kind of worried because if it's Scarf Naganadel, it could potentially sweep my team. Maybe I should have Stone Edged with Entei and protected Koko, but if you double up the Entei slot, I feel like that would KO. Rod is gonna activate. I'm gonna double protect here. Let's find out what kind of Naganadel you are potentially. If you're just gonna Sludge Bomb, stall out this Tailwind. Z Move. Oh, that's a... Okay, Draconium. So that's gonna be a Draco Meteor. Okay, that's perfect. I do need to get rid of Naganadel though. Getting rid of Naganadel is so huge. Yeah, Entei takes that, which is perfect. And a Flamethrower into the Tapu Koko slot. Okay, Tailwind peters out. And I really wish I had Stomping Tantrum. Actually, I don't think it knocks out Naganadel anyway. I'm going to see how much Game World Havoc does. Charizard could protect here, but if I get a Naganadel, my Salamence should be able to win this game anyway. And Charizard's going to protect too, which should 100% secure me the game actually. Unless it's Speed Boost. Actually, if it's Speed Boost Naganadel and it gets to knock out my Entei, then it could be Problematic. We'll see here. Like, if it's a Moss Naganadel, like, I have no issues with it. So I Giga Volt Havoc here because I want to see how much damage this does to Naganadel in the first place. It should do, like, 80. Yeah, like 85, 90. Sludge Bomb into my Koko, and if I just hit Sacred Fire, this game should be wrapped up. Crits. It's a Speed Boost. Special Attack Boost, so it's modest. Okay, Sacred Fire KOs. That's the game. And I don't think it matters because you have to be timid in order to outspeed my Salamence anyway. So Salamence could have just came in and double-edged anyway, since it was modest. And Charizard shouldn't be able to knock me out. Just go Salamence here. And click Stone. I just click Sacred Fire, don't I? Yeah, I just click Sacred Fire. And Double Edge, because that combination should pick up the knockout to Charizard. Double Edge should pick up a non-bulky Zard, and Sacred Fire should just allow me to pick up a knockout on a bulky Charizard, and I should outspeed it with Entei anyway. No reason to click Stone Edge here. So let us see. Double Edge going to come out into Charizard. Picks up the knockout on Charizard, and that's going to be a good game. So, really interesting turn. Really interesting turn 1 of events. So I was expecting the Bulky Berry Whimsicott plus the Bulky Berry Whimsicott plus the Belly Drum Snorlax as a lead. The only reason I doubled up there is because I thought maybe it was a Trick Room Whimsicott, which could have been a potential option, so I wanted to double it down. Because I don't think I said it was trick. I thought it could be potential Trick Room Whimsicott. I thought it could have been. So which is why I wanted to double it up since Whimsicott does have access to Trick Room. And I didn't want Snorlax to get under Trick Room no matter what. So I could have weakened the Snorlax there with like Sacred Fire and the 2 Scalds. Well, into a Scald. And then Sacred Fire and a Scald again. But one, I don't know how fast the Snorlax was. Because if it's Jolly Snorlax, it can outspeed my team. Like, I think it might have actually been max speed Snorlax. Like, the damage I was doing was a lot more than I anticipated normally. Still could have been Jolly Snorlax, for all I know. With Tailwind. Yeah. I don't know, but... yeah, luckily, it just ended up working out really nice. Luckily, my opponent didn't go for Draco Meteor, but even if it did go for Draco Meteor, I don't think it would have changed much. Still think Salamence would have been able to pull through since it wasn't Timid Charizard, it looked like. So nice, we're going to be able to pick up a win with this team, which is really solid there. Luckily, I don't know, maybe, I'm trying to think about like the plays in that game. I'm guessing my opponent went for Facade into my Lodic because maybe my opponent thought I couldn't touch my Lodic or thought the Entei was going to protect most likely there. Because my Lodic didn't seem like a threat throughout the game. I felt like Entei was, but maybe my opponent expected a protect from Entei? Or maybe a switch out from Entei. But yeah, because I'm trying to think, because I feel like Entei is the bigger threat than my Lodic in that position. But it ended up working out. I was able to get a double knockout the following turn. I'm guessing the Snorlax was Facade, High Horsepower, Belly Drum, Recycle. Whimsicott, Tailwind, Moonblast, Encore, I would assume, and maybe Protect. I'm trying to figure out the sets. Z Move on Naganadel. I guess he was Sash Kartana then. I'll just assume Sash Kartana from that team. But yeah, luckily things just ended up working out fine. Luckily the Snorlax didn't give me too much trouble. Snorlax could have definitely given me a lot of trouble. Luckily it didn't. And I was just able to break through the team once Snorlax was gone. But we're going to cut it here till we find the second game. So we'll be right back for the second game of today's episode. Alright, we got Red Demon VGC. Someone who I played with, right? Yeah, oh, this guy. Yeah. Alright, we're getting a rematch here. We got Charizard, we got Butterfree, we got Tapu Lele, Landorus Variant, the Muck, and the Cresselia. So what I found out in the last game, it was Scarf Lele most likely, Groundium on the Landorus. I think it was Calm My Cresselia. We never really found out. So how do I want to handle this? I think I'll just go Entei, Milotic. Salamence, once it gets a Dragonlance, can pretty much beat the majority of his team. And I think I have Coco in the back. I'm pretty sure this is what I brought against my opponent the first time. But it works. Like, I don't see a reason not to lead this. Like, my opponent doesn't have many options. We'll find out. This isn't really battle music, is it? Oh no, I ended up trying to get some legendaries in my game. Just for the music, because I just wanted to get some of the songs. I really want Zinnia's theme. Okay, Entei plus... I mean, not Entei. Landorus plus Muck, which is absolutely fantastic for me because I have a +2 Scald waiting for that Landorus. Gonna be able to pick up the knockout because you're Groundium Z and I could Wisp the Muck, so it can't do much damage. And you can't knock out my Adrenaline Orb since it's already been activated, so that's absolutely fantastic here. And I don't see a reason not to just Wisp the Muck here and go for a Scald. I can also Icy Wind if I want to risk a miss. I'll just Scald. No reason not to Scald, I feel like. Landorus is going to withdraw too. Ooh. Lele? Cresselia, okay. That's fine. This is a +2 Scald. I do not mind this. And Scald did a lot to the Cresselia the first time. Yeah, that does a good amount. And I miss Willis. Turn 1. Great. Knock off into my Lodic. I mean, that's annoying because... Well, luckily it wasn't Poison Jab because it would have done more, but... I just took so much unnecessary damage. I'll just Scald again in Willis because then I could Sacred Fire Scald the Cresselia the following turn. I don't care if Muck protects really. As Muck is going to protect. Because Sacred Fire I don't think knocks out the Cresselia anyway after a Scald. Because like how much that Sacred Fire did the first time I played my opponent. Like it just didn't do much. Yeah, I wouldn't have knocked out from that range. Which is why I'm fine with this. Is it Trick Room? Toxic, okay. Which is fine, you're wearing down my Milotic, but you're not going to have many turns left on the field anyway. Leftovers, which is fine. And yeah, I'm just going to Will-O-Wisp the Muck slot and Scald the Cresselia. There's no reason for me not to Scald Cresselia unless it carries Protect. Scald is going to be able to knock out the Cresselia, knocks out Landorus on the switch in. Like, no matter what, that slot's going down. Pretty much, unless Lele comes in, but getting that damage on Lele is huge for me. So we're gonna see Muck withdraw, which is fine. Lele? Yeah, that's fine. Because Will-O-Wisp onto Lele just gets me some more chip, and I get to 100%, I guess, confirm if it's Scarf now, because of the fact that, we'll find out. I don't remember Poison and Will-O-Wisp are the same priority when it comes down to, like, at the end of the turn, what happens. I think they're the same. Find out. Will-O-Wisp. Poison happens first. I'm assuming my Milotic's faster. What's coming out next? It also could be Slow Scarf Lele because I'm pretty sure it could be Slow Scarf Lele. Muck is going to come out. Not really threatened by the Muck. If I get rid of Lele, my Salamence should just be able to win, so I'm just going to double up this Lele slot. Muck protects too, which is excellent for me because I get a double target onto the Lele. Oh, it is Scarf and outspeeds. Okay, that's fine. So my Milotic goes down, which is fine, and I get a Sacred Fire off into the Lele. Get some good chip. I can go on top of Coco, and I think I Volt Switch out from the Muck into my Salamence on, I'd assume... What I would assume here is you switch out Lele into Landorus, because I don't think you, like, I think you need Lele for the end game, otherwise you lose to my Mence. You want to stay in, I guess that's fine too, but I'm just going to Volt Switch the Muck. Expect Landorus to come in for the Lele slot, and I Volt Switch the Muck, get the chip I need to put in Gigavolt Havoc range, or you stay in with both. Okay. Which is fine for me too, I guess. Psychic into Entei, which is fine. Get a Volt Switch off. I get to go into Salamence, get Intimidate off into Muck. And I guess I could just Sacred Fire the Lele slot now and Roost. Or I could Protect. Depends on how much Poison Jab does, because it's going to do a good amount. It's a crit and a poison. That's not good. That's really not good. The worst things that could have happened just happened. I'm going to Sacred Fire the Lele and Protect. I'm not going to risk Salamence here when I need it. This game has not been going like what I want to. Like a Wisp on Muck would have been huge turn 1 because I wouldn't have to worry about switching to Salamence. I guess I could Volt Switch to Lele, but if I was put in a position where like Landorus came in for free, like I would have been in such a bad position. Sacred Fire does connect with the Lele, picks up the knockout, which is good. And knockoff gonna go on to Entei, gets rid of my berry. Still not the worst. Salamence does have like turns, and I do have Roost. And this is gonna come out. I don't think. Are you gonna protect Earthquake? That'd be a solid play if you do expect a Coco switch in. I mean, the play I think I go for is I protect, so I can live a Tectonic Rage and go out hard in a Coco. So I can get another round of Intimidate. I could potentially burn the Landorus and just Gigavolt Havoc the Muck the following turn. Or I could protect Will-O-Wisp, expecting Muck to protect in the Earthquake. Oh, wait, the Muck carries Shadow Sneak too. Could go for Shadow Sneak here. Okay. Pretty sure Shadow Sneak actually Tectonic Rage coming out. Orlander's protecting, okay. And a double protect. Okay, trying to get rid of my Lander Streak Poison. Okay. So I'm just gonna wisp the Lander slot, and I think I'm just gonna Gigavolt Havoc now because unless you Tectonic Rage my Coco or you crit, I should be good against my opponent. Like a Wisp here is fine, and you're not gonna protect Muck, so that should just be able to allow me to knock out Muck. And if I do connect Will-O-Wisp, I should have this game sealed up. If not, it makes it a bit tricky because I have to roost all this this Landers out. I mean, it's at -2, I feel like, afterwards, so I don't feel like it's the worst case. So I get a Gigavolt Havoc off in the Muck. I'm just playing aggressive right here because I don't feel like I needed to like protect, waste a turn because I would have got Chip on Muck anyway. I mean, it would have activated Berry, but I still like think. Okay, that's fine. And that's fine. I cannot hit a Will-O-Wisp with Entei today. I mean, whenever I use Entei as a Pokemon, I feel like the two things that happen the most are I never connect Will-O-Wisp or Sacred Fire just never burns anyway, which is why I carry Will-O-Wisp, but like, Entei goes down, which is fine. Salamence comes in, I Intimidate the Landers once again. Actually, did I ever Intimidate the Landers in the first place? I don't think I did. It switched in after. Yeah. So I'm gonna Roost here. If he wants to protect, that's fine. One Earthquake isn't gonna knock out my Salamence or my Coco after Roost and Poison. And I have no reason not to Roost here. Because by Roosting, even if you don't protect, I get the Gleam damage, and then Double just picks up the knockout on the Landers anyway. So I feel like it's the best play no matter what. And yeah, my opponent just protects, so that should be game because I can Gleam plus Double Edge, and that should be able to pick up the knockout onto Salamence no matter what. So I will be able to Roost. And that's why I love Roost Salamence. I felt like Roost Salamence just, I could play aggressively with the Salamence early on and don't have to worry about switching because I can always recover the health later in the game, which is kind of what I liked about this team. The electricity going to disappear from the battlefield. I Double Edge Gleam here because that will be able to pick up the knockout onto Landorus. Not going to risk Earthquake critting my Salamence. This Gleam is going to come out. And yeah, Double Edge is definitely going to be able to pick up the knockout onto the Landers, and that's going to be good game. So I do knock out the Landers, and that will be the end. So yeah, like leading like hitting the Will-O-Wisp early on the Muck, hitting the Will-O-Wisp early on onto the Entei, those would have been very nice to have. Luckily, I didn't need them to win the game. It would have made the game a lot easier, but yeah, I think I need to get Entei some glasses or contacts or something because this Entei is blind right now. Which is why I'm like thinking if I would ever use the team again, I think I would put Sami Tantrum on the Entei just because like Will-O-Wisp isn't connecting for me anyway. But for real talk, I think Sami Tantrum would be really nice to help with like non-illegal matchups as well as like Heatran matchups like Feeny, Heatran, Kangaskhan. I felt like could be annoying to play depending on the situation. I feel like Sami Tantrum would cover that. It's just, I think, a nice move to have as we find someone from Japan, 6082 rating, with the team of Sceptile, Gastrodon, Landorus Fairy, Heatran, Tapu Fini, and Tapu Lele. Interesting team, that's for sure. Bulu looks really good against my opponent's team. Like, really good against my opponent's team. Might be a special Landorus with Sludge Bomb. I feel like you have to have physical, like, then you have no physical attackers, I feel like, on this team. 5 special attackers. Interesting. I think I'll go Milotic Bulu because I feel like it's solid against my opponent's team. Do I like Entei? Entei's alright in this matchup. I like Aegislash a lot. I don't feel like I have a good switch in the Landorus. Okay. Pogo's not that great in this matchup. I won't bring it. Aegislash looks good for the Lele. Also against Sceptile, which is nice. I don't think I need Entei. It doesn't really look like it does much other than maybe a Will-O-Wisp into the Entei. I mean, into the Landorus slot. So I felt like this is fine. Like, Salamence gets a lot of big damage off right away, which is like why I'm thinking it could be great in the late game, but I'm not sure. I think Entei could have done work because it's, you know, not super affected by the Sceptile's attacks. It could be Silk Feeny now that I think about it, but it's Heatran plus the Sceptile leading. Not good for me. That's not good for me. A fire move is gonna hurt my Coco a lot, and I gave my opponent grassy terrain. I did not expect Heatran and Sceptiles to lead ever. Can I maneuver around this? I'm guessing I have to take whatever fire type move this Heatran is. I'm gonna Nature's Power, Nature's Madness, and the Superpower, I think. I gotta deal with the Sceptile the other way, but I do have Aegislash as a switch in. I just don't know what my opponent's gonna do. Sceptile's gonna protect. If I Nature's Madness, if I scored Superpower, that would have been beautiful. But that's alright. Because I don't think I ever risk my Bulu here. Connect with the Nature's Madness, which is nice. I get rid of 50% of the Heatran's health. And it's just Heat Wave. Okay, I should be able to take this relatively okay. Maybe it was like my opponent's worried about Scarf Ice Beam, which I could see. Which definitely makes a lot of sense then. But now I'm going to go for Superpower, try to KO the Heatran. And I'm going to switch out my Aegislash. Because I don't think anything that Sceptile has, unless it's like HP Poison, like a random HP Poison, I should be good. And I'm trying to find my 3DS charger. Sorry about that noise. But found it. Okay. Aegislash. Heatran's going to protect. Okay. Dragon Pulse. Trying to catch the Salamence switching, which is why I didn't want to risk Salamence there. Could have Icy Winded, I guess, but this was just a safe play no matter what. Superpower into the Heatran slot. The question is, do I predict Heatran to switch out now? Because I feel like Heatran's very valuable to my opponent since it deals with these Pokemon, so I'm kind of thinking I should go for a Toxic into the Sceptile and Hornleech, to be honest. Because he has switches to Superpower, and I think he did bring one of them at least. I'm gonna Hornleech. I don't think you should stay in if he's trying to risk it here. This could go really good or bad for me anyway. Like, this is definitely a play I would make in a best of 3 set because I feel like I could go aggressive this turn. But I would not risk Heatran if I was you. I'm gonna switch out Sceptile to Feeny, which covers the Toxic play. My opponent a Lord? Okay, no, he double. Okay, that makes more sense to me. I'm like, what? Oh my, Lele coming in. Okay, that's beautiful for me because I get a Toxic and a Feeny, and I get a Hornleech into the Lele slot. Oof. Okay, that works. I get recovery, which is really nice. And I get a crit, I feel like. Yeah, that's a crit. That's unfortunate for my opponent. That's a lot of damage. And I get a Toxic off and a Feeny. That's beautiful. Okay. I really wonder that Scarf Silk Feeny. That's what I was thinking about. It's like the one thing I was thinking about with this team that I saw. I'm going to Shadow Ball the Lele. I'm going to go into Milotic. I think Milotic's a safe play because, one, I don't really need Milotic too much for this game. I feel like it's always threatened by, like, Lele. It's also threatened by, like, the Sceptile anyway, so I feel like my Milotic's expendable here on the Psychic. I might live 1 depending on the item. Yeah, I do live 1. Oh, special defense drop, which gives me a special attack boost. And it's Life Orb Lele, so I actually am able to get a Shadow Ball off in Feeny, which is actually pretty good. Oh, mind, okay. That makes sense. So that means it's not Scarf Soak, which is really nice. Shadow Ball does a good amount, and I got that Toxic off, which is really, really helpful against that Feeny. It is super helpful against that Feeny. Because I'll start wearing down that Feeny easily, as we're going to see what come in. Sceptile, I would assume? Heatran. I'm definitely faster than Heatran with my Melodic, and I do threaten a knockout. I don't think +1 Muddy Water knocks out my Melodic, so I'm actually going to sub up with Aegislash, and I'm going to Scald. I don't see a reason not to. I'd give Blue as a free switch in anyway if you knock out Melodic and Protect here. Not sure my opponent maybe expects a slower Melodic. Oh, a double. Okay. But that means Sceptile takes damage, which I don't mind. Feeny should be either Calm Minding, Moonblasting, or Muddy Watering. Yeah, that didn't do much to Sceptile at all. It is 4 times resisted. I get a Burn, which could be helpful. As Moonblast is going to come out, target down my Melodic. And I do get a sub up with my Aegislash. And that sub is going to help so much, as well as this little bit of Toxic that the Feeny is taking, as well as the burn from the Sceptile. Okay, the burn's not really helping too much, but Bulu should be able to come in as Assault Vest. I should just be able to Horn Leech the Feeny slot and just Shadow Ball the Sceptile. I don't see I don't see a downside to this play. Like, even if we switch into Heatran, that's fine. You threaten my Superpower. There's not really something that really outspeeds and threatens my Bulu on the board. So I'll just Shadow Ball here. And I'll Horn Leech. Leaf Storm. Yeah, that's not going to pick up the knockout. And now you're going to be stuck at -2. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, Bulu. Horn Leech going to be able to pick up the knockout on Feeny. Also allows me to get the recovery I need. And now Bulu should just be able to win the game with Superpower. Shadow Ball going to come out. It should do a good amount to Sceptile. Almost picks up the knockout. I mean, the burn really doesn't matter at this point, I feel like. Sceptile was still been low anyway. Heatran's still in my range of a Superpower. And yeah, this Sceptile really can't touch my Bulu. Superpower should be able to knock out Heatran, I would assume, at the range it's at. So I'm not sure what my opponent can really do in this position. Pretty sure it's a double protect. Shadow Ball, Superpower. Pretty sure it's a double protect coming out. That's just going to be forfeits. I do win the game. And nice. This team going to be able to pick up another 3-0 victory on today's episode of VGC 2018 Back-to-Back Battles. I felt like making the aggressive read because like Heatran was like one of my opponent's best answers for Aegislash, which is why I really want to make the aggressive read and target down the Heatran side with a Horn Leech, because if you lose Heatran in that position, I feel like your matchup against Aegislash just became so much more difficult, which is why I felt like I had room to make that aggressive read for the Horn Leech. It could have ended up very badly, but I felt like it was more likely you want to save that Heatran for like the Aegislash later in the game, or for like Bulu. But yeah, I felt like you had like you saw Superpower. Superpower was something my opponent had so many switch-ins to. Like you had Feeny, you had Landers, you had Feeny, you had Landers, you had what's it called? Lele. Like you had so many Superpower options. Like the only thing I could have really saw hurting me was switching out into Landers on the Sceptile slot, which I'm not sure if, which I felt like was the only play that like my opponent could have had. But like Heatran would have been low, I could have got Salamence in and started Dragon Dancing, and I felt like I would have been in a fine position either way, which is why I made the aggressive play there. But luckily it did work out. I was just able, like that turn was so crucial. It was absolutely so crucial in allowing me to get momentum. I don't think it really mattered that I got the Hornleech crit onto the Lele because the Shadow Ball damage on Feeny really didn't change much in the position I was going for, which was the Hornleech into that Feeny slot anyway. I don't think it really changed much, but thank you all for tuning in today's episode of VGC 2018 Baek Battles. If you did like it, please leave a like down below. Show some support. As well as you can check out my other stuff. My social media is down below. My Twitch channel where I do live stream. I'll be trying to do live streams more often. I want to start early in the month, but like I just ended up getting sick and all that happened. I'm still sick. Gonna be hopefully live streaming soon. But otherwise, have a great day, people. I will catch you around in another video.